it's Jennifer Evans with Empowering Wellness Counseling Solutions, and we have a big week ahead. We are talking all about stress management. We're getting into the psychology of stress, maximizing stress, the body keep score, the types of chronic stress, and interpersonal and socialization of stress and how we can get out of it. I'm really excited for you to explore these topics this week. So if you like it, please hit the like button and subscribe so that you can get all of the great topics. Thank you so much and enjoy. Hi, it's Jennifer Evans with Empowering Wellness. Today we're talking about stress management and really harnessing the power of stress. Stress is actually something that is effective and powerful tool for success goers. And that is because the mind and body is working together for survival. So it's going to give you the top performance if you know how to harness it. So let's find out how. Although sometimes, we can feel that stress it's debilitating, right? It holds us back. It makes us scared. It makes us react very quickly, and it feels like we're doing more work than we need to. It makes us feel like we are in the fight, flight, or freeze. We are either like stunned and we don't want to do anything. We're like out there ready to go and we're just making a lot of useless movement. Or we're just away, like we just don't want to be present. But when we can understand what is our triggers to stress and we can accept and be present with our stress, then we can take all that energy and put it to action-oriented good. So what's happening with the brain when we are under duress or when we are under stress is it's trying to figure out, have we been here before? It wants to open up that amygdala, that long hallway of doors to say, have we been here before? And we want to be like, no, it does not matter. We've been here. We're good. We know what we're doing. Don't go down there. It doesn't help us. And we don't want to do it in a repressive way. We want to accept it that, no, this is not the past, and the past doesn't need to come forward. This is a big meeting with the client. This is a big opportunity, an interview. This is a moment where, we really want to get out of our comfort zone and do something that will build us wealth. So this is not the past. This is truly identifying and labeling it as the future. This is the future. And so we want to live amongst that future. And so the brain is trying to find the fight, flight, or freeze. And if you can harness that to say, we are in the here and now, this is the future, not the past, then what it'll do is it'll take all that fight, flight, freeze hormone and it'll put it to energy so that you can utilize it for whatever it is constructively that you need. And you've got to get into that prefrontal cortex, right? Because when we go out of temporal lobe, when we get out of that amygdala and we are responding with emotion, then we're missing a really big opportunity to thrive and succeed. It will create more chaos for a perceived sense of control when we're in that space. So we're trying to get into action-oriented decisions. Under duress, I really like, when I do crisis counseling, I use the diamond format. Short yes or no questions, open-ended questions, short yes or no questions. And you can do that for yourself. So, 1 to 3 yes or no's. Like, do I want to be here? Or do I need to be here? Does it serve me to be here? Yes or no? How can I do something right now? Do I have agency or control? Yes or no? So we're trying to find these quick little yes or no's, and what that's doing is it's pulling us to the frontal lobe, and it's allowing us to see that we have agency. It's allowing us to see that we do have a sense of what is going on, and we have our bearings, and we are grounded in the here and now. And it is pulling to allow us to be more action oriented in our decisions. As we expand out in that diamond, we're doing open-ended questions. So we are maybe giving ourselves like 3 things to choose from, or we're just creating, it can be a small multiple choice, it can be a fill in the blank. You choose where you're at. You know, what is it that I want to do? Or do I want to A, go for it, B, be a little bit moderate but still take one small step forward, C, avoid it. So what we're trying to do is just be present and be accepting of the decisions that we make. The more that we can break things down into small pieces, the more likely we're going to stick to it, the more likely we're going to be successful, and the more likely we're going to build into that positive cycle. Because remember, go back to the bad brain. The negative cycle, it takes one thing to kick us off into a negative cycle, and it takes one thing to interject us, get us grounded in the present, and then take one step forward, hoping to kick it into a positive. So we're talking little wins. We don't always need the big showstoppers. Sometimes we need just those little give me's. You know, I need to run a marathon. I don't know if anybody needs to run a marathon. I need to run a marathon. That's my stressor, clearly. But I choose to just stand for 10 minutes, you know, or I choose to just stand for 5 minutes. I choose to, instead of sit on the couch and watch TV after I get home until I go to bed, I choose to get up and, you know, not fast forward through the commercials and actually walk around. I choose to set a timer to walk around, you know, every 20 minutes to get up for 5 minutes. Like little wins that really you don't know that you're missing. And so why not just put them on the agenda? It really does make a huge difference. Some of the things that we can do to get in that grounded state is, of course, the box breathing, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the 5 senses. Go back to previous videos and you can see all about what mindfulness will do in those 5-minute mindful practices. And then, you know, we did emotional regulation, and we did a lot of safe space for grief last week. Emotional regulation is key, because remember, when our spidey senses go up, we repress and avoid, our emotion starts to take over and dysregulate. And when it does that, then it's calling on the shots. Your prefrontal cortex is no longer making action-oriented decisions. Those emotions are making the decisions. The fear is making the decisions, and you're more likely to hold yourself back than move yourself forward. Habit stacking is a big part of all of this when it comes to stress management and success. Yes, we want to be purpose-driven, but there are times in our life we need to accept that we just need to be productive. And it's okay to just be productive, because once you are consistently productive, you will find your purpose. So sometimes we just need to be productive. We just need to hit play. We don't need to know why we're hitting play. We just need to hit play. We just need to say, I have to have all my clothes lined out the night before. I won't get up. I won't do it. I'm not going to work out. I already accepted I'm not working out after work. So I accept that if I'm going to do this, I need to wake up first thing in the morning, earlier than I care to acknowledge, and I just need to hit play. And so everything, I'm productive, right? I have my shoes lined up, I have my workout clothes lined up, I have my water bottle lined up, I have my towel lined up. There is nothing, because your mind will come up with 1,000 steps between you waking up and you working out. So cut out all of those steps. Find the little things, just head down. Okay, here are all my steps. They are all lined up. And I don't even have to commit to anything. All I'm doing is just lining stuff up. I'm just having my shoes out, my socks out, my workout clothes out. I'm just having it lined up so that tomorrow I can make myself more successful. The more routines that you have, the better you are at being able to be successful. And that is that kind of workhorse, just kind of cranking through the day through those atomic habits. I wake up, I work out, I shower, I have my meal already prepped, I grab my lunchbox, I'm out the door. And whatever that looks like for work at home life. You may not need all of those things, so you figure out what works for you. Cognitive reframing is a big part of stress management, because remember, stress will put you in an anxious mind, and anxious minds are what ifs, shoulda, couldas, always and never. Those dichotomies, we're always looking out for those dichotomies. And so what we want to do is do what we call in cognitive behavioral therapy, which is cognitive reframing. So you acknowledge, this is an all or nothing statement. There's a what if statement. Here's a shoulda, coulda statement. You label it for what it is. And then you find a rational counter statement. So how do you want to reframe this? If it's all or nothing, where's your shades of gray? If it's shoulda, coulda, where's your present? If it's what if, where's your present? What does it matter right now? How does that affect you right now? And keep working with it, because remember, the anxious mind has a lot of invalid data points. And so it will say, and it will have a lot of justifications. That's a cognitive distortion. It will personalize. That's a cognitive distortion. It will catastrophize. That's a cognitive distortion. Just keep labeling. I know it's exhausting, but it's neuroplasticity, man. It is changing the way your brain is firing. So instead of saying, oh, this is too hard, I don't want to do it, take that deep breath, find your presence, keep labeling and reframing. Label, reframe, label, reframe. I promise you, you will find a lot more neuroses on the front end, but a lot more peace on the back end. So just take the time, label, reframe. And really, you know, when it comes to stress management, it's a journey. It's not a destination. We need to stay constantly aware of our present and accepting of where we are. There's no shame in the game, so just be present with where you are so that you can take life and say, does this serve me or does it not? If it does serve me, what do I want to do with it? Yes or no questions. 3 yes or no questions. 3 to 5 open-endeds. 1 to 3 yes or no's. Keep it in a structure and you will see that your potential is limitless. I am Jennifer Evans. If you like this, please share with others. Get them to encourage. We are creeping up on that awful time of year called resolutions, and we are going to get so much better than a 13-day commitment to our resolutions. Even the commit 30, we often find those 10 pounds back. I can get you where you want to be in 2025. Like, share, subscribe. I'm Jennifer Evans, and I look forward to doing this with you.